Okay, boys and girls, our last day of daily math, day 4. All right, so let's look at our first problem. We have to write less than, greater than, or equal to make this statement true. So the first thing we look at is how many digits are in each number. Both numbers have 4 digits. So then we start at the front of the number and work our way back until one of the digits is different. So I'm going to look at my thousands place, and they're both a 2. Then I'll look at the hundreds place. They're both a 4. Then I look at the tens place. They're both a 1. So far they're equal. Then I look at the ones place, and that's where they're different. So the first number has a 4 in the ones place, and the second number has a 9, and 9 is greater than 4. So we would say that 2,414 is less than 2,419. All right, so let's look at this multiplication problem. Kind of looks hard because we have 3 factors that we have to multiply. When you're using multiplication, remember it doesn't matter the order in which you multiply the factors in. So I'm just going to go from left to right. So you can do 5 times 2 first and get 10, then bring down the rest of the problem. Now we have 10 times 1. Well, 10 times 1 is just 10. So the answer is just 10. All right, let's look at the next one. Divide this square into eighths. Label each eighth with an appropriate fraction. So remember from 3rd grade, when you are dividing a shape using fractions, the division of your shape needs to be of equal parts. So I'm going to divide my shape in half. Remember, I need 8 equal parts. Then I'm going to divide each half in half. And that helps me get 4 equal parts. To get 8 equal parts, I can just go across the middle of my square, and now I have 8 equal parts, 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. Don't forget, it says to label each eighth with an appropriate fraction. So each section is worth 1/8. All right, the last problem. List the factors of 44. Is the number prime or composite? So remember, factors are numbers that you can multiply together to get the product. So what we're going to do now is we are going to multiply what 2 numbers can we multiply together to get 44. So I'm going to start, I call these our bookends. The smallest number, which is 1, and the largest number, which is 44. That will always work. So 1 times 44 works. Then I'm going to go to the next number after 1, which is 2. And I need to decide, will 2 work? Well, one of the ways I decide that is if I look at the number and it's an even number, I know 2 will work because any number that's even is divisible by 2. So the way that I look at that, I look at the number in the ones place. And if the number in the ones place is an even number, 0, 1, 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, then I know the number is also divisible by 2. So I know that 2 does work. So then I need to decide what times 2 gives me 44. So I'm going to think for a second, and I'm thinking of what 2 numbers can I add together to get 44. You should have come up with 22. Then I need to decide, does 3 work? One of the divisibility rules for 3 is if you take the number 44 and you add its digits together, so I separate the digits and I add 4 plus 4, I get 8. And then I need to think to myself, if I skip count by 8 or skip count by 3, will I land on 8? So if I go 3, 6, 9, I don't land on 8. I hopped right on over it. So what that means is if I don't land on the sum of the digits, I also won't land on 44. So you could skip count by 3 all the way until you get past 44. But if you do this, you still will not land on 44. So 3 will not work. So next I'm going to try 4. I know that 4 times 10 is 40. So now I'm going to try 4 times 11. If I do 4 times 11, I get 44. So when I skip count by 4s, I do land on 44. So 44 and 4, or 4 does work for 44. So 4 times 11. Now I'm going to try 5. I know 5 doesn't work because the number has to end in a 5 or a 0. And then 6, if I skip count by 6s, I know that 6 times 7 is 42. And 6 times 8 is 48. So again, I hopped over 44. So 6 doesn't work. 7 doesn't work. Does 8 work? I know that 8 times 5 is 40. So that means that 8 times 6 is 48. So again, I hopped over 44. 9 doesn't work and 10 doesn't work. So these are all the factors of 4. So now go back up here and list them. 1, 2, 4, 11, 22, and 44. So is this number prime or composite? Remember, a prime number only has 2 factors, one in itself. Obviously, 44 has more than 2 factors. It has 6 factors. So that makes the number composite. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you next week for more daily math.